Many years ago, I'm in my ministry work, I was teaching some of this also. I'd written my first book, Building Your Field of Dreams. There was a woman who came, made an appointment with me, uh, and over time we would become friends. It started out with her coming, and she was a congregant now and then. And her name was Goody Cable. And Goody had a dream for her life. Uh, uh, Prior to that time, Goody had a deep interest in intelligent conversations. She was a deep reader. This is, back this by the time, I mean, it was in the early 90s even when she started coming around, because the internet had not just taken off. And so she had created a small little coffee house in Portland, Oregon, and she called it Rimsky-Corsa Coffee. And it was only open in the evenings, and it was open for different kinds of coffees and teas and small desserts. But she had this quirky, fun part to her, and she loved bringing people there to have their desserts and conversations, because she just loved being in the conversations. And she got friends to help her with the desserts, and she even would have like she had one round table with chairs around it, and you'd be sitting having the conversation. And what you didn't know was that round table had a motor in it. And as you're sitting having your tea or coffee, having your cake, and you're talking, pretty soon the next person's cake is in front of you and yours is over there. And it was circulating around the table. And she had fun with all kinds of different things. And the lines became long getting into Rimsky-Corsa Coffee. By the time she came to me, she'd been in a struggle. She had, over the years, become bored a little bit with her coffee house. And her next dream was, she thought one day, what if I really create what I would love? What would I love? And she realized that part of why she had done this, create the coffee house, was that she loved being around people who were having conversations. And that place was surrounded with bookshelves of amazing books and quotes, and idea starters would be on the table, conversation starters. And she thought, but if these are short conversations, they come for half an hour, and we never really go deep together. She thought, what if I created a hotel? And then it was, if I created it at the Oregon beach, Oregon coast, with views of the ocean. And what if I created in that hotel, small hotel, but what if I created, and she just let her mind go into this creative imagination. What if I created the restaurant? I could call it Table of Contents. And there would be no private tables. There would be tables, of 6 or 8 or 12. And when people came there, they never got set off by themselves. This was about connection, communion, conversation. And people would come to this hotel. And then what if I had each room dedicated to an amazing author? And so she dreamed this all up, and she had some blueprints for what she wanted to do with it. And she began to go to banks. And she had found a building in Newport, Oregon, that she really wanted to take and renovate and turn into this dream. And she'd never owned a hotel before. She'd never done she didn't have, and she was a woman also, and finding bankers who were willing to invest in her idea with unproven history. And yes, she had some assets, but not enough, of course, to do this, and risk a mortgage on her, and capital for, the operation to get going and all of this. And so she got turned down by the first bank, and the second bank, and the third bank, and the fifth bank, and the 10th bank, and over time, the 15th bank. By the time she came to me, she had been turned down by 24 banks. Tempting, of course, to give up on that dream. So my question with her was, are you in love with this, Goody? I'm absolutely in love with it. Well, then don't let them tell you no. Some will tell you no. It may be a banker who told you no before. That over time is going to circle back, and you're going to circle back to them. If I promise you, if you have this in you, tell me, let's say it's operating, Goody. It's really happening right now. Where in the hotel are you in your mind? And she knew exactly. She says, oh, it's a 3-story hotel. On the first floor is the restaurant and the lobby, and she had it in her mind. And then this room and this room, and on the second floor, these rooms. And then in the third floor, it's an attic room. And in Oregon, we had a lot of rain and storms come to the beach. And she said, and I'm in that room with people who have been there during the day, done their thing, and now they come up at night for a late night coffee or hot chocolate or something. And there's little places where groups of 5 or 6 are gathering. And there's about 6 little places where people can be gathered. And there's deep conversation. And they've been drinking the coffee or the tea and it's gone down. And it's just that little bit of sludge at the bottom of the coffee pot. Nobody's drinking anymore, but the conversation doesn't stop. You can hear the hum of that conversation. Notice the detail. Can you not, with me, imagine being on a 3rd floor and it's storming outside and the coffee pot has gone to this? Yes. And the 25th bank and the 26th bank and the 27th bank and the 28th bank and the 29th bank turned her down, and the 30th bank said yes. She didn't give up on that dream. All that while it looked like the banks were telling Goody no. It wasn't a no from the infinite. It was a message that she wasn't yet in harmony with it. She hadn't owned it enough to be able to transmit a surety, and this was her hotel. It was all an exercise in becoming the woman who owned the Sylvia Beach Hotel, first inside of her and then in form. This is a picture of what became Sylvia Beach Hotel many years later. Dr. Seuss room. I'll keep going where we see the pictures of the rooms. Yeah. Maybe I got, yeah, Dr. Seuss room. Ken Kesey, he wrote, what did he write? You guys text it. I know he's an Oregon writer. Virginia Woolf, John Steinbeck room, Lincoln Steffers room, J.K. Rowling room, Jane Austen room, Herman Melville room. I've stayed in some of these rooms. Ernest Hemingway room, Emily Dixon room, Amy Tan room, Alice Walker room, the Sylvia Beach Hotel. One woman, a dream that lit her up. Yeah. Infinite intelligence. Yeah. It's right here. So you're asking that infinite intelligence, what can I do with what I have to move me forward in the direction of this dream? And we're doing it every day. Don't ever let your paradigm tell you I've done everything I can do. It's never true.